All right, I'm gonna get some paper towels. We're gonna pat him dry. And then I'm gonna transfer him into my roasting pan before I finish seasoning him up. Don't start. Aluminium. You're gonna make a snake with our aluminum foil, just so that the underside of our turkey gets a little bit of heated air underneath. Just to make a ring. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be pretty. Just something for it to set on. Let's see about transferring him over. He's a big boy. Actually, before I do that, let me pat the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and season my inside because seasoning, come on white people, seasoning goes on the inside and the outside, and we use a lot of it, okay? Maybe it's because I'm Southern, but I have never understood the problem that some white people have with seasonings. And funny story, my ex-husband was from Indiana, okay? Now, I'm not dogging on anybody from Indiana. However, he was so afraid of seasoning, like even salt, like everything I cooked. Now, mind you, this is my ex-husband for a reason. Everything that I cooked, oh, it's too salty. Why do you have to add black pepper to everything? Well, this is Arkansas. This is the South. If you don't like it, go on back to Indiana and eat their bland. I guess they have bland food there. I don't know. His mama could cook. Now, I will say that what his mama did cook wasn't salted enough for me. Maybe I'm just too salty. I don't know. Ugh. Okay. Now, if you purchase the Kinder's browning kit, it comes with a seasoning packet for you to use on your turkey after you've browned it. This is not going to be enough seasoning for a whole turkey. I'm sorry, Kinder's, but I don't know what you're thinking. So we're going to use it for our inside. And I've got some more of this buttery poultry seasoning in my spice cabinet. So we want to make sure he is good and seasoned. Get his legs on the underneath. I don't get it all over the floor. The counter I can clean. That's not a big deal. Underneath of his little wingies. Inside here. That's it. All right, now we're gonna move in to a roasting pan. I'm gonna pat that down a little bit. Are you patting with me? Okay, come on, dude. Back over into the roasted chicken to go. Now we can get rid of it. Let's see here. I need 2 more hands. Get in there. What if we that'll do. That's better. Now we got room to get them thighs down. Neck has been displaced. Listen here, turkey. You better taste good. You are causing me a lot of problems. So go sideways in your roasting pan when you're spatchcocking. Which, if I didn't have this roasting pan, if I wanted to do him on a cookie sheet, that would probably be a little bit better. But I'm a firm believer that when you're going to somebody else's house with food, it's a good idea to use disposable pans because, well, first of all, y'all know I don't like doing dishes. And then you don't have to worry about like getting your dishes home. You know what I mean? Alright, so these little leggies are gonna be sticking up. About halfway through cooking, I'll check on him, and if these little nubbies right here are looking like they're getting too dark, I'll wrap them in aluminum foil. We'll do that. Alright, let's inject him. Now notice, I'm touching all this mess without washing my hands. And there's a reason for that. First of all this stuff's gonna go in the garbage or get washed. So, guess what? I'm not gonna wash my hands every time I touch something. However, when I get done, I will wash my hands, I promise. Now, me being me, and my from scratch cooking, if I had thought about it in time, I would have just purchased an injector and made my own injection sauce. However, I didn't think about it until yesterday that I wanted to inject my turkey on top of seasoning him and browning him. So I had to go to the store and get some Tony Chachere's, which Tony Chachere's is always good, so we're good. Should be fine if I can get it open. Alright, Tony. Now you're going to want to inject all of your, and yes, I will wash my watch also. It is waterproof, not proof. Resistant. Let me shake that up. I'm actually going to put this in a bowl. I'm going to put it in here. This just had melted butter or something in it. And when all this is said and done, I'll save this. And next year, or throughout the year, because we actually eat turkey breasts quite often. Probably maybe once a month or so. But just the breasts, I don't buy whole turkey. But throughout the year, I will be able to use this and make my own injection stuff. All right, doctor, we're ready for the injection. Now you're going to want to inject several places throughout all the muscles, the thighs, the legs, the wings, and the tatas. We're just going to push it in past the holes, several places, and you'll see it pump up. It's because you're pumping that moisture in there. And you know, if I wasn't so feral, I could be using gloves, but I'm feral. And I think soap and water works just fine. So what's the point in wasting gloves and filling up a landfill with rubber gloves? No point in it at all. I think that went through. And if we don't use all of our juice, we will pour it over the top and it will work as a binding agent. The air pocket. It will work as a binding agent for our seasoning. It's a bone. Come on now, where's the meat? There it is. Into that leg. Get in there. Yeah, buddy. Let's get these wings. So I'm sure my mother will want some wing meat. And you can't go straight in like you do with the breast on the wings and the legs because the meat is not as long as the needle, so you gotta go in at an angle. Alright. So we are injected now. I got a little bit left, so I'm just gonna pour it over. And then I'm gonna rub it around. And let that, use that as a binder for our seasoning. I actually got a brush here that I just used to butter my rolls, so that will work. We're just gonna brush in. I mean, a turkey has never been treated so well. That air pocket is still there. Let me... Come on out, air pocket. Sir, nobody called you. You don't have no business being in this kitchen. Now go on. You ain't got no business being in this kitchen either, Jackson. Go on. Y'all can go on about your business somewhere else. Okay, seasoning. Okay, clean hands. Here's our seasoning. It's the buttery poultry blend. And that's the same thing that came with it, but like I said, we need some extra seasoning. I don't want to see any exposed skin. None. Okay, I think that's good. Now, my turkey is no longer a white turkey or a white people turkey. He is nicely seasoned and he is going in the oven for 8 minutes per pound. Now this is a 16-pound turkey, so that ends up being just under 2 hours. So I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour. I'm going to check on his little nubbies and his little wing tips up here in 1 hour. And see, make sure they're not getting a little too dark. See if they need to be covered with aluminum foil. And then we'll cook them for another hour. And that's what we're going to do. 350. Did I mention that? 350 is what my oven's on. Ugh. Look at him. There he goes. We'll see him again in an hour.